Hi, hello, I'm Maiden the Mouse, and welcome back to Tavern Talk. Our first group of adventurers are back, and I'm very excited to hear what they have to say, how it went. Greetings, good mythical afternoon, adventurers. Good afternoon, innkeeper. Does this afternoon seem mythical to you? It seems... What? Sorry about that. We didn't have much time to dry off before coming here. The full board should be able to enjoy it just this once. It's okay if you want to leave now, Baia. We all made it back safe. Okay. But please keep the blankets. I can make some soup. We should be good for now. Thanks, Baia. Where are you headed, Baia? The swamp. I want to talk to my friends. I see. Goodbye. Let a tree know if you need any more help. I will come. Stay safe, Baia. Didn't sound successful. Spit it out already. You've been showing all this ever since we escaped from that mountain. I feel bad, alright? So... That doesn't sound too good. Isn't that pretty obvious? Right. More importantly, have the others come back yet, Innkeep? They haven't. Just a waiting game then. Great. My favorite. Alright, Innkeep. This is where you come in with a drink. I'm going to explode if we keep brooding like this. We're not a rogue fellow. We're not that rogue fellow. And which one of my drinks would be of aid? Not sure if what could help solve the outcome of our quest, but maybe protection from a disappointment that might do. Certainly. Ooh, that doesn't sound like it went too great. Oh. Ooh, I feared something bad would happen. I hope your disappointment will be just as distant memory after this drink. Thanks. That takes the edge off. Didn't realize my shoulders were so tense this entire time. Can I offer you two a drink as well? I'm fine, for now. Count me in, Innkeep. I don't really want to think about it. But perhaps understanding where we failed wouldn't be a bad idea. I'll see what I can do. Oh, it does not feel great when I know I was the fault for their misfortune. This might just be the way you look. This might just be what you're looking for to understand the meaning of everything. 42. What? Weird. I don't know where that came from. But this is good. My suits are flying at the speed of light. And here's my conclusion. We might be really fucked. Was it that bad? You don't even know the half of it. Wait! This can't just be it, right? Grace and the others should have figured out something else right by now. You probably already have some quests in store for us. For play C, D, and X. I'm sorry, Hex. Archie and Melly couldn't find any new leads. And Grace and Scully are still at it. But from what I've heard, they haven't found much either. That's... Come on, Kiki. Stop joking around. I don't think this is very funny. Neither do I. Then what are we doing here? What? If the innkeeper doesn't have any quests for us, why are we wasting our time here? If you haven't noticed, the world might be ending soon. We failed to create the world-saving weapon. And now we're here for what? A nice chat? Oi, you're mighty close to overstepping there, visit. Well, maybe someone needs to say it instead of just lazing around. Hex, sit your arse down. This is no time to lose your cool. We aren't just here to chat. Information about the group that went to the Twilight Chasm will reach this inn first. At this point, we need to know their fate, and it would be foolish to go running around without a plan. So, are we cool? I'm sorry. Not exactly a good look for a wizard to lose his head, is it? As long as you realize that yourself. While we wait here for the others, I guess it's time for another story, Innkeep. I'm looking forward to getting some context. Right. After our chat the other day, Kyle and I went to pick up Hex. We said goodbye to Kyle, he cried, then he left for Marrow Castle. Soon after, Karen and Baya picked us up. They just stepped out of a tree right next to us. Baya was pretty excited to take us to the Highlands. Apparently, she was pen pals with the Yeti. She'd never gotten the opportunity to visit. And then, whoosh! Whoosh? Yeah. Yeah. 1 minute, we're surrounded by these nice lush woods, and the next, vast mountains. Snow. A lot of snow. You guys suck at descriptions. Our journey to the Highlands was so fast and barely noteworthy. It was impressive. I mean, sure, evocation is obviously a superior school of magic. But I suppose such a feat of conjuration was pretty cool, even though nothing blew up. Then you kept on blabbing to Baya about it until we reached the village. Well, Grace would have killed me if I didn't ask for details. While the view was great, we were pretty disoriented. Even when we found the village Clay told us about, no one could point us toward the temple. Kel looked like she was getting ready to throw people around if they continued saying they couldn't help us. It was pretty clear no one knew anything. Even though we still had no idea where to go, we left the village. That's when Baya let out this gut-wrenching scream. It sounded kind of like this. Thanks. I really appreciated you replicating that scream. But why? Hey, you guys did it. I stayed to tell the tale. Tale! Did somebody die? Did someone die? Oh, hi, Linny. Good to see you, Millie. No one died. Hex just got a little too excited. Whoopsies. I see. Well, make sure not to scream like that anymore, or no one will know when you really need a detective on the scene. After all, you won't be the next boy who cried detective. I'll keep that in mind. I'll go back to the board then. Bye-bye. So, Baya let out a scream. We had no idea why she did, but before she could explain, we heard some loud footsteps approaching. It was hard to see with the heavy snowfall, but a huge silhouette was making its way towards us. Kay almost tore into us as soon as it was close. But before we knew it, Baya rushed forward. I almost attacked Baya's pen pal. Yeah, I thought it was probably the Yeti. You actually met the abominable Yeti? Really nice fella. Also pretty good with directions. They pointed us towards the temple. When they did, I noticed a well-crafted ring made of something like opal. Couldn't help but ask them about it. Turns out they got it from the temple. That really got the Yeti talking. They learned a bunch about the temple's jewelry making business. And about how everyone approaching the stronghold unannounced would be seen as an enemy. Which was a horrible way to run a business. The Yeti explained that only a set of selected group of trusted people are allowed on the premises. They didn't want to help us get in though. Something about getting the jewelry finally right to the revoked. But at least we knew the way. And soon, with that invisibility finally kicking in, we saw it before us. Lo and behold, the Temple of with the flame of the Leviathan's kept. Sounds blasphemous. The trek up there was brutal. There was so much walking, I thought my feet were going to fall off. It wasn't so bad, really. The winding path looked nice with all that sparkling snow. That's easy for you to say. You just vaulted right over all that rubble. Guess we did get that gate eventually. It was close, of course. A gigantic wet slab of stone with weather condition. If there was one thing I knew about this sort of thing, it's that gates like this are super inconvenient. Good thing we didn't want to waltz in through the main gate anyways. No, with the invincibility effect of your drink still active, we started to check if there were any other point of entry. There was so much trouble, we figured there must have been somewhere for us to slip through. Well, there wasn't. And I was already starting to feel this itch of invisibility veering off. We were running out of time. Come on, tell the Enki what you decided we should do next. We might have tried to scale the temple walls. We made it close to the top. But then the stone started to rumble right under our hands. Hex was the first to fall, but it didn't take long for us to follow. Though, that's a good fall with a wizard that can cast spells to slow our descent rather than break our necks. And there I thought you guys just wanted a big group hug. If you wanted group hugs, maybe cast a spell earlier than 5 feet before hitting the ground. Oh, sure. I'll try to practice spellcasting while falling at terminal velocity more the next time. Well, you did manage before we turned into a big puddle of adventurous soup. If only we had managed to land literally anywhere else. I didn't even know creatures that big lived up there. Aye, me neither. Right next to us, where we had thought there was a snow-covered mountain, an eye as big as Care opened. It was the guardian of the temple. It slowly lifted its massive head and we realized the path we were walking on earlier was no path, but the body of the Gyre. Its snake body slowly unfolded from around the temple. While shaking the snow off itself, it revealed its pure white iridescent scales. For a few moments, it just stared us down. The gigantic opal embedded between its eyes shone with every color imaginable. What I wouldn't have given to work with an opal of such fine quality. It's good to hear you guys had a mythical moment there. But I for one was worried about the overgrown snake with wings. The Gyre unfolded its wings from where they had been tucked against his body and rose into the air. And attacked possession. It struck with such speed we only avoided it thanks to Care's quick reflexes when he pushed us into the snow. All I could think about was I didn't want to fight it. Not again. When it was getting back into position for another strike, I screamed our intentions out. I couldn't imagine the Dragon's Guard would be indifferent to our objective. It didn't seem to care much about it, though. Or it didn't hear us. I didn't want to give up. We had to communicate with it in a way that it couldn't ignore. So we choreographed an expressive dance. No. Not really. But that would have been a lot of funnier. In any case. Instead of trying to fight it, I told the others to get moving and get our messages across. By writing it in large letters in the snow. Ever tried to stomp out letters while a giant reptile is attacking you, Innkeeper? Heck of a core workout. I think I developed muscles where no muscles should ever develop. Watch out, you might become the first visit to complete a push-up. And did it work? The push-up? No. The writing in the snow thing? Wasn't sure at first. When the attack stopped, I saw it look intently at what we had written. Then, it launched itself into our direction again, but instead of trying to attack us, it dove into the snow. The ground beneath us started shaking until all of us suddenly lifted on top of his head. Ooh. I thought we were sending towards trouble for a second, not gonna lie. But instead we just lifted higher and higher into the air. Towards the temple. Soon, we could see a tower emerging from the temple grounds. The guardian must have understood us after all. Because it wasn't taking us to the only... Because it was taking us to the only place I could have imagined the flame be. Soon, we were close enough for us to jump down from the guardian. And then I saw the altar. Oh? What did you see? That's the thing. We saw nothing. Huh? There was no flame? And nothing. No great flame of Leviathan. Just a devastated altar. And the empty basin where the flame should have rested. We were so foolish. The clues are already there when we were approaching the temple. All the rubble, the poor state of the building. The flame was extinguished during the flood, long before we ever set foot on the highlands. I should have known that an eternal flame was too good to be true. It was all such a waste of time. You can imagine how shocked at what we saw in the Keeper. The realization slowly began to settle in. There would be no way of forging that weapon. Nothing to will against that necromancer. Up there at the altar, everything was so quiet. The priest hadn't reached us yet. There was just the sound of the wind. The crushing disappointment we were all feeling. The guardian didn't need to say a word. I understood it either way. Whatever emotion we were feeling, it couldn't compare to the grief in the guardian's eyes. Eventually, we were joined by some priests who confirmed that we had already surmised. They had lost their main objective of worship on the day of the flood. At least our disappointment was something softened by the warm meal of the priest offered us. I think they felt bad for us. There's community and shared grief. They were pretty interested in that sort of yours as well. Considering everything we learned in the last days, the minor divinity of it feels hardly noteworthy. I cherish it nonetheless. Maybe I'm also glad that it will remain a memento of my grandma. It was stupid to think I could try to rival her feats. But I didn't expect you to take those priests for so long. To talk to those priests for so long. I'd never seen you so forthcoming before, Ria. Ain't exactly every day you see that kind of smithing mastery on display. The jewelry those priests were decked out in was a wonder to behold. Straight ribbon. No. Please don't. Just no. Just... If this wizard starts speaking in Gen Alpha slang, I mean, sure, dribbling isn't Gen Alpha slang, but if he starts doing that, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. Hey, you don't come play when any good says it. The level of craftsmanship is to be expected of Earth's people, I guess. They were really generous as well, practically forced those opals on you. And that blue coin. You're misunderstanding that one, Kier. That was for Yer. It's a sword blueprint that's been passed down since the conception of that temple. A form worthy of the dragon's might, as they put it. Oh. Then they wasted it. I know you won't hear about it, but if you ever feel different, it'd be an honor to forge it for you. We eventually got ready to head back. I was worried about the lack of trees around us, but Baya seemed unbothered. We headed out to the courtyard, where slowly but surely she grew a whole tree. Its branches were stark white and covered in gleaming leaves. I asked her after what kind of tree it was, but she just replied it was the dream of the soil. Don't know what that meant. The priest looked pretty touched by his appearance, but we needed to be on our way, so into the tree we went. We stopped by Baya's and then headed over here. So that. Never had such a depressing walk back to the tavern. Oh, quit your yapping. You've been going on and on about this all the way over here too. That's easy for you to say. After all, you got those gems. Great for your stupid competition. Some of us were a bit put off by the quest failing. Why don't you just come out and say what your problem is? My problem is that you are acting like everything's fine. Whoa! Oh no! Oh no! What? Does it stop? Seems like it. Is everyone okay? Wallace. Holy ass! Yeah. What about Melly and the others? I need to... I'll go. Alright. Thanks, Ria. I'll take my leave. We told our story. There's no other reason for me to stick around. I know this is a hard time for all of us. But I need to check on Grace. Goodbye, Hex. It's getting late. There's always a room for you upstairs if you're getting if you get tired, Care. It's fine. I'll keep you company. Things must be really dire if you're offering that. What do they say? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Welcome back. Oh no, and I cannot see Alethea because there's like only 4 seats there, and oh no, if she's oh no, oh no, oh my god, I hope she returns. I'll hear what they have to say in the next episode. I'll see you around. Bye bye.